12 years ago, I was a student at the top business school in France, but not Sciences Po. And during the first summer, I was leading an NGO in Africa, in Beni. And while I was in the field, I was hit by a policeman on a motorcycle who destroyed my right leg. So I was 20 years old, I was brought back to Paris with a very injured leg, and I was operated on in a hospital, and then I caught 5 infections in the operating room. So I was told I was never going to be able to walk again, and that my leg had to be amputated. What do you do with that? Well, I kept my leg somehow, because my brain started reacting at this news and defending itself against the disease. But I left the hospital really broken, and with my body also was broken my dream of working in the international field of development and in an international NGO. So I became a consultant, behind a screen, on a desk, sedentary lifestyle, writing notes for clients. But also, while I was doing this huge change of life and career, I started my rehabilitation for a broken knee in France involves a lot of morphine, a lot of physiotherapy, a lot of people actually working on your knee. And somehow, I lost control over my body. I couldn't do anything by myself. I needed chemistry, I needed doctors to help me out. And it wasn't really working for me, and I was still really broke. Until one day, in my consulting firm, I met a colleague of mine who was passionate about something called yoga. And she told me, okay, your life is basically crap. You can't walk down the stairs, you can't run, you can't swim, your back is off. Come home with me and I will show you some very simple yoga techniques, and we'll see, maybe it will help you, but in any case, it won't harm you more. And that's when I discovered that yoga is not a thing for the hippies, and it's actually a healing method. For me, it was the moment that I started recovering the use of my knee and starting bending it again and really managing the amount of pain I wanted to put in my leg. And obviously, I became passionate about this such a therapeutic discipline. So I went to every class. I started traveling the world to meet new masters. I went to India, obviously. And I started sharing it around me, first with my friends, and later with my clients. Because my clients at that time were managers of big corporations who were working very long hours, who had the world on their shoulders, who couldn't sleep at night because they were preparing their next big speech or their next strategic plan. And so I started giving them some hints, some tips, some techniques that I learned from my yoga practice. But of course, I couldn't tell them, okay, dear client, let's unroll a mat in your office, let's put on our shorts, and let's do some sun salutations, right? So I gave them some tips that could be done very easily while they were wearing their suit on their chair in their office, very corporate, right? And that's when it hit me, that actually the people who need yoga the most are the ones who don't have time to practice it, would never have the idea of going to a yoga studio, and who, in any case, think it's something either for women or, again, for hippies. So that's when I discovered my real mission. My mission was to build a bridge between the corporate world and yoga. Corporate world who needs it so much, and the yoga who needs to be adapted to very pragmatic mindsets, especially here in France. So I quit everything 3 years ago, quit my job, went to India, trained as a yoga teacher. And when I came back, I started Yogist, the first corporate yoga startup with a method meant to adapt the yoga and to bring it into the workplace. So there's no chakras, no Sanskrit, nothing esoterical that can scare off people like you or corporate workers. And it's designed so that you can put it in 5 minutes inside your work day. So you don't have to go outside your building, go to a gym, change, shower afterwards. And so it was really meant to become a health prevention tool and a management tool to help people like us, like you, like me, that work all day on screens, sitting too long and working on smartphones, breaking their back and turning Excel spreadsheets all night long while they're supposed to sleep, but they can't disconnect their brains, and help them really see the way they work differently. And it's also designed to help companies take better care of their employees, because today, corporate social responsibility is also a responsibility to take care of the health and the well-being of all workers. So obviously this change of career was very radical for me. All my business friends were looking at me saying, okay, so you went to HEC and now you're gonna be a yoga teacher. Right, good for you, go. But actually, I really realized that the really bad accident and the worst period of my life actually brought me on the path to my new mission and to a career that is really fulfilling for me, but is also helpful to others. So deconstruction is also about putting bad things happening to you into impetus to become something else and maybe spread what you've learned into the world. So with yogis today, we go into big companies and we have managers, big bosses do yoga on their chairs during important meetings and not having them laugh at us. And I can assure you it works. It takes a lot of work, but it works. So we thought that it would be a good idea to have you try it, because it would be totally absurd for me to tell you about yoga, about wellness at work, while you're here sitting totally still looking at me. And it's also a good opportunity for you to try the yogist method and see if you need it or not. So the lights are gonna go on. Yeah, sorry about that. So I can see if you're doing the things right. And first we're gonna start to breathe a little bit, because I know it's very hot in this room and outside too. And I'm guessing that you've been listening to a lot of speeches throughout the afternoon, and maybe you've been holding your breath, because we're really fascinating, of course, but also because you don't breathe normally, you don't breathe enough. I don't know if you notice that sometimes you hold your breath and you wait until you have some kind of survival reflex and instinct to come back and take some air. That's very bad for you, because your brain doesn't get enough oxygen, and then you make mistakes, you're not very focused, you don't listen properly to the other speakers. It's a lose-lose. So let's start by breathing a little bit, and this technique that I'm gonna give you is gonna help you in a lot of situations. Whenever you want to punch your boss, your client, your colleague, your teacher in the face, sometimes it happens. Or when you get a very aggressive email and you want to respond it right away and you really shouldn't. Or where you can't find sleep at 4 in the morning and you're really going through your to-do list or your Excel spreadsheet when you should be taking some rest. So let's start by breathing a little bit, because I'm sure that you don't breathe well. And for that, just remove whatever smartphones, computers that you have, and you're gonna bend your elbows and place your elbows on your knees, making a slight forward bending. All right. Don't be scared. Just me. All right. And then just your elbows are like that on your knees, yeah, and release your head down. Relax your neck, release the head down. Don't look at your neighbor anymore, and close your mouth. I'm not telling that so that you don't chat with your neighbor. It's to make you breathe through your nose. Because when you're breathing through your nose, you're really slowing the breath down. And when you're slowing the breath, you're also slowing your heartbeat, slowing your whole nervous system, and it makes you calm down. And here, you're gonna breathe through the nose, but you're gonna imagine that the whole upper part of your body, your whole chest, is like a bottle. And if you imagine this bottle like maybe an orange in a bottle, the bottom of the bottle is very large and very round and has a lot of space. Well, this is your belly. It doesn't mean that you have a big belly. It just means that, you have a lot of space to welcome air. And then the middle of your bottle is your lungs, the middle of your chest. And then the top of your bottle, much, much thinner, is your throat, your collarbone region. And on the inhale, you're going to imagine that you're placing your bottle under a tap of water to fill it with water. So first, the water comes through the top and fills the belly, the bottom of your bottle. And then the water is going to fill the middle of the bottle, and you're going to inflate your chest, your lungs. And last, the water fills the top of your bottle, and you are going to put a lot of air in your collarbone regions in your throat. And on the exhale, let's do the opposite. You're going to imagine that you're turning your bottle upside down to empty it. So first is the bottom of the bottle that is emptying from its water, and you're going to exhale all the air out through the belly. Then it's the middle of the bottle that it's emptying from its water, and you're going to exhale all the air out from your lungs and your chest. And last, it's the top of the bottle that is leaving all the water out, and you're going to exhale the last piece of air that you have throughout your collarbones and your throat. And we're going to breathe like that 5 times, taking all your time, but also counting the inhales and the exhales to make them slower and slower each time. So starting with your belly, we're going to count to 4 on the inhale and to 6 on the exhale. Exhale all the air out now, and we're going to start inhaling together on 1, 2, 3, 4, and your lungs, your belly are full. Exhale from the belly first, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the inhale. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your eyes closed and gently push your elbows against your knees to come back with a straight back. And you're going to breathe the same way twice with a straight back this time, putting your hands on your belly maybe. Keep your eyes closed. Breathe again on the inhale, feeling the belly inflating and pushing your hands forward like a balloon. And on the exhale, feeling the abdominal muscles contracting, reaching back towards the back of your chair, expelling all the air out. One last time, counting in your head. One last exhale. And at the end of your exhale, taking all the time you need, just blink several times to open your eyes back. All right. Do you feel a little bit calmer? Maybe in 2 minutes like that? You feel a bit stoned, right? Yeah. Imagine what can happen if you practice very regularly and if you use it throughout your day. But let's do something a bit less subtle. Let's do something a bit more physical. Let's work on your neck, because I think you're all perfect candidates for the tech neck. You know, it's a chronic pain that happens when you work on your smartphone like that all day and you break your neck down with a 60 degrees angle. Or when you do like the chicken on your screen all day long, because you know you're trying to see what's on your screen and your eyes are so tired you can't see anymore. And obviously you're creating a lot of tensions in the neck and in the upper back. So let's do what I call the rugbyman exercise. It's something that's going to strengthen the muscles in your neck and that's going to relax them. But don't worry, it's not too violent and you will not feel ridiculous because nobody's looking anyway. So keeping your back very straight, you're going to just inhale and lift your right hand up toward the ceiling. And you're going to put your right hand on your left ear. And on the exhale, you're going to gently, gently pull your head down so that the right ear comes to the right shoulder. And on the next inhale, you're going to push the head against the hand, so towards the left and towards the ceiling, but the hand resists and pulls the head down. So you have two movements in one here. The head pushes against the hand, and the hand pulls the head down. And you must feel the little muscles on the left side of your neck working here. Keep your eyes closed. Breathe twice more here, just feeling what's happening in the left side of your throat. At the end of your exhale, release the hand down. Come back with straight neck. Let's do the other side, obviously. One inhale, lifting the left hand up, put it on the right ear, and gently on the exhale, pulling the left ear toward the left shoulder. And on the next inhale, pushing the head towards the hand, and the hand resists. So double movement here, and you should feel the effect on the right side of the neck. Closing your eyes, breathing twice here. At the end of the next exhale, you leave the head back, release the hand down, and let's do the same for the back of your neck. Just interlace your fingers and place them at the back of your head. Inhale and first lengthen the throat, lengthen the neck toward the ceiling, and on the exhale, look down. Bring the chin towards your chest. And on the next inhale, start pushing the head against the hands towards the ceiling and back, but the hands are resisting and pulling the head down. So the chin is still down, but you must feel what's happening in the back of your neck, in the whole upper back, feeling the little muscles engaging, creating some heat. One last breath. On the next exhale, release the hands down, bring the head back up. And now that you have felt some energy and some heat coming from your neck, I think you felt it, I'm sorry it's so hot here. Now we're gonna relax your neck, we're gonna stretch it, because most of the time when you have a pain in the neck, you're doing those circles like that, no structure, no breath, no nothing. It's bad, don't do that. Do it in a more structured way. Just release your hands down, with the shoulders down, away from the ears. And on the inhale, you're gonna extend the head toward the ceiling first. And on the exhale, gently, you're gonna let the head drop to the right, so that the right ear comes toward the right shoulder. And just letting the gravity work, maybe other right. Yeah. Just to choose the same direction, yeah. And just feel what's happening on the left side of your neck. Just feel the stretch toward the left shoulder, even inside the left arm until the left hand. Each time you breathe, maybe you gain 1 more centimeter down. At the end of the exhale, inhale and bring the head back up. And exhale on the other side, left ear toward the left shoulder, bringing the ear down and feeling the stretch on the right side of the neck, in the right shoulder, in the right hand. Staying super focused. Such good students. And at the end of the next exhale, inhale, bring the head back up. It's not over yet. Bring the chin down towards your chest, look down. And on the next inhale, you're gonna bring the right ear toward the right shoulder, but keeping the head down so that you can stretch the back and left side of your neck. Breathe twice here, just feeling the stretch in a diagonal, even until the upper back. At the end of the exhale, keeping the chin down, just breathe in and come back with the chin in the middle. And on the exhale, bring the left ear toward the left shoulder, keeping the head down. Feeling the stretch in the right side of the neck and the back of the neck. One more breath here. And at the end of your next exhale, gently inhale, bringing the chin back to the center and bringing the head back up. This is the kind of very, very, very simple things that you can do within 5 minutes at your work desk without needing to take a pill when you have a pain in the neck, without having someone giving you a massage, because let's face it, it's not reachable or accessible at any time. This is really something that we use with yogis to make people autonomous, responsible for their own health, and make them feel that it's not they shouldn't feel pain from working, that new technologies have an impact of your health, but they are very, very simple and efficient solutions to help you stay healthy while you're working. So next time that you're hearing something that buzzes you and makes you, that pushes your button, or next time that you have a sore back or tension in your legs or whatever, or in your eyes, maybe you'll think of me and of what we're doing with yogis. We're using the digital tools to release and to prevent the new technologies from harming your health. So if you do so, all that we did wouldn't have been in vain, and I hope you'll reach out. Thank you very much.